And joining me now for more in the studio is DW reporter Michelle Stockman, who's looked at this divorce cost hike. Michelle, welcome. So what's behind it?
Well, geez, okay, price hikes these days, you can't even catch a break with divorce, right? But actually, it's not linked to current inflation. I spoke with an
Ha 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 ha, so funny.
attorney in Dhaka, and he told me that the cost of public administration has doubled since 2012, and there hasn't been a price hike in divorce since 2012. This is about 14 US dollars, so it's pretty much negligible. It's just to kind of make up for those public administrative costs. But what was really interesting to me in our conversation was that women are driving the hike in the rate of divorce in the capital.
What a surprise! Women are driving a hike in the rate of divorce. Oh, I wonder why. Let me guess. It must be something to do with the patriarchy, or it's something to do with male oppression. One of those two.
City of Dhaka. 2/3 of divorce petitioners are women, 1/3 are men. And this attorney, his name is Advocate Habibur Rahman.
Which is in sync with stats from the rest of the Western world. Women are filing for divorce in the Western world, specifically America, I'm quoting right now. The stats are similar in the UK. 70 to 80% of all divorces filed are filed by women. That stat jumps to 90% for all college, or for my UK guys, that means university educated women file for divorce 90% of the time. And do you know what the number one reason for divorce is? No fault divorce, which has just recently become a thing in the UK as well. We never used to have no fault divorce before. It's just recently become a thing, which simply means there's no reason. Nobody was at fault. I just felt like the stars weren't aligning and the horoscope said something or other, and my Sagittarius star sign something or other said to me that I should leave my guy because he's not good enough for me. And I want to get to this in a moment, but let's let her continue.
He told me that he believes it's because of the empowerment of women that he's seen through education.
Allahu Akbar! MashaAllah, sister. Well, you are not sister, but we will call you a sister anyway. The sister has told us, MashaAllah, the divorce has gone up because of what? Empowerment. MashaAllah. Very good Very good BR spin. This one, excellent, very good. 24 karat gold BR spin. The reason for the divorce of the women asking for the divorce is because, MashaAllah, empowerment. Western American empowerment. Allahu Akbar.
And women entering the workforce in Bangladesh. And that tracks with World Bank data. Basically, about 10% more women have joined the workforce since 1990. And that's about 37% of the workforce. And that's actually the highest rate in South Asia. He said to me, basically, more and more women are no longer willing to be unfairly dominated in what is a patriarchal society.
That term.
What did I tell you, blood class? That the number one reason they're going to point is patriarchals. The number one reason why women are filing for divorces because they are no longer willing to tolerate this oppression and this patriarchal society. Shut up.
Shut up, your mouth is Obama.
Patriarchal, what does that actually mean for women in day-to-day life?
More and more, or most women.
Let's get serious for a moment. Let's address this issue of patriarchy. Yeah, I'm reading this fantastic book right now. All right, it's called The Red Queen by, oh crap, my bookmark just fell out. The Red Queen by Matt Ridley. And I just finished watching a podcast with Jordan Peterson and Dr. Can't remember his name. Al-Muhim. He's quoted in this book a number of times. Patriarchy. Okay, so women have an issue with men in positions of power. Well, this can be easily resolved, ladies. You see, men accrue wealth and power with one principal intention, purpose in mind, and that is to be able to attract women. Why do they do this to attract women? Because women have signified throughout the ages that they are willing to reproduce with men who have resources and power. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. What would you know? What do you know? The women are the ones choosing these types of men, and therefore, by extension, are perpetuating the genetic line of men who are powerful, dominant, and are able to accrue resources, which means their own children that these women have chosen to mate with, and the children that they have produced are now more likely, the males specifically, to continue in this same vein. One very easy way for women to smash the patriarchy, as Jordan Peterson says, which would be to simply mate with loser men. Have the kids of loser men and signify to men en masse, signal to men en masse that you are no longer choosing men of power and status. And guess what? All men will become losers, because now that's what they realize that's what women are looking for. Loser men. You want to destroy the patriarchy? Start having the kids of loser men en masse. And then the patriarchy will disappear overnight, because powerful, strong, resourceful men will no longer have their genes perpetuated. You never do that, obviously. It's the patriarchy. I don't know. They are complaining. Listen, one thing about women, yeah? They are, mashallah, expert complainers. Expert. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has mentioned in an authentic hadith with regards to the natural proclivity or inclination of a woman's ingratitude. Yakfurun al-khayrat. They are, actually the word is kufr. Kufr, one of the definitions of kufr is ungrateful. They are ungrateful. You can do a lifetime of good to her, and one bad thing will happen, and she'll say to you, what did you do for me? My father told me a story once. I'll share this story with you. He said to me, he knew of a family, and the woman in this family, whenever she would get upset, she would say to her husband, and the husband was relating this story to my father, and he said, I would do many good things for this woman, and she would put them on the top of her hands here. Whenever something would go wrong or would go awry and she was upset, she would say, what have you done for me? And the metaphor he used here was, I put it here. And whenever she gets upset, she turns her hands around, it all falls to the floor. What have you done for me? And once she turns her hands back around again, obviously there's nothing there. That's why we don't ask women what they want. That's why I pay very little attention to what women say. That's why I definitely don't get into arguments with them unless I'm trying to do it for entertainment purposes online on a podcast. Children. Juvenile. Absolute children.
I would say in South Asia, are expected to be submissive to the men in their households, whether that's their fathers, their husbands, their brothers, and they're expected to put their will behind that of those men, even if it might not be what they want or might be damaging to their mental health. And they're expected to...
Yo, bro. Well, astaghfirullah, I nearly swore there. Damn it. Bruv, who are you, bruv? You're some white lady in Bangladesh. Why are you in Bangladesh, bruv? Big man thing, what are you doing there? You're trying to import your Western ideas and shove democracy down the throat of a nation that was doing just fine. Just fine before you got your sticky fingers involved in their lives. We can see what this failed Frankenstein experiment called feminism has done to your women in the West. 45% of all prime-aged working women, that is between the ages of 25 to 44, in America will be single and childless by 2030. You are a dying population. It is more likely that you will die out before any other superpower in the world actually physically conquers you. You will probably die out first. You are a country suffering from depopulation along with the rest of the Western world. It's not just exclusive to America. Who are you? And why are you in Bangladesh? Get out! What are you doing there?
Be vessels of virtue for their family. So the taint of divorce can go beyond just the woman into their family's reputation. I have known of women who approached their family and said, I'm not happy in my marriage, I want to get divorced. And their family said, no, you might ruin the chances of your sisters to get married. So...
As it should do. This is a very important point. As it should do. Stigmas have their place. And sometimes stigmas can be taken too far. But these stigmas arise for a reason. They come about for a reason. Because there is often a lot of truth rooted in those stigmas. Can they be blown out of proportion? Of course they can, and they usually do. However, you've heard me mention in the past generational single mums. Okay, I'm going to be making a video about this soon, but I just had a friend recently Allah al-Musta'an. I don't want to say too much, but my guy nearly lost his life, okay? Through self-deletion. And I'm going to make a whole separate video to this. Through self-deletion. You know what I'm talking about. I can't say the actual word here on YouTube. Because his missus tried to run away with the children. And I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do. Anything like that. I'm not saying, I'm just saying it happened, bro. All right? I'm just reporting. I'm not moralizing at this point. Guess what? Okay, his wife tried to run away with the kids. Guess what her mum did? Ran away with the kids. Guess what her mum's mum did? Ran away with the kids. From a different country to a whole other country, to that matter. Generational single mums. Reputational single mums. When women are very influenced by what they see from their peers. Okay? They're not very individualistic thinkers. They go with the herd, with the crowd. They're followers, which is fine. It's how they should be, okay? But they look at their peers and they emulate and they copy. If their mother's a good, feminine, submissive woman, most likely she will be too. If they see their mother or their sisters or there's a history of divorce in the family and complaint and ingratitude and wanting to leave their husband, most probably she will follow in these footsteps. This stigma is a healthy stigma. I give it the thumbs up. Certified, stamped. Mahdi Tijani certifies this. Very good stigma because it's healthy for the protection of the nuclear home, which is what is most important in a marriage. Your feelings are secondary. The feelings of your husband are secondary. The whole purpose of marriage is not for you or for him. It's number one, so of course you can be intimate with each other in halal. But number two, it offers children the healthiest head start to life. Kids that grow up in a nuclear home simply grow up better than kids that don't. I have touched upon this, gone into this ad nauseum on this podcast. No need for me to do it again. You already know children who are raised in nuclear environments, mum and dad home, do better in everything, are more emotionally stable and less aggressive. Children raised in single mother homes are more aggressive than those raised in nuclear homes or those indeed raised with single fathers. But the nuclear home is best. We are better together than we are apart. It's not for you. Stigma, very good. It should remain.
There's a lot of pressure on women in South Asia, in Bangladesh, to get married and stay married.
So women who choose to divorce and go ahead with that step, how are they viewed then?
There is a huge amount of stigma. We're going to hear in just a minute from a Bangladeshi woman who went through a divorce and who I spoke with. But it's been described to me as women who go through divorce, it's open season on them. They can expect to be subjected to a lot of lewd comments from men, even proposition for sex for money. And it's, you might have a mental load inside a bad marriage, but you might be trading that mental load for this feeling of stigma that you're tainted, even if you are following what in Islam means leading a moral life. And this is a majority Muslim country. Right. And so I spoke to a woman.
Bruv, why are you bringing these white people to your country to tell you how to do your things, bruv? Big man thing. I think this is a Bangladeshi or at least a South Asian. Why are you bringing these people on your... Who are they? Kick them out. Masalama, goodbye. Go back to your failing country, bruv. You're depopulating, failing alphabet country. Rahi, why are you here talking? Why are you here? You are a failure. You are a product of a failure. Why are you here talking?
Her name is Roxana Akhtar Hupi, and she told me what she went through when she decided to get divorced.
So even to understand, I started from minus. I did everything in an honest way. I could sell my body and earn money easily. In this society, I was beautiful. Dirty offers were coming from Iran. I feared my Almighty, and I have read a verse from Al-Quran that if you think that your Almighty Creator is enough for you, He is enough for you. That was my strength. Based on that, I just went out of home and managed my living. When I started earning, started living on my own, my situation was getting improved, and then everybody came around. Now everybody likes me. That's the harsh reality. Money matters.
I think she said it right there. Money matters. But beyond money, it is the strength to process and resist and decide to live with this very real stigma that divorced women must carry.
The strength to desert your family. The strength to break your home because of the patriarchy. You think the majority of average men who are doing average jobs, which form the majority of mankind, from the men I'm talking about, do you think they really are looking to oppress their women? Is that what you think they're looking to do? You think they go out every day, yeah, to take the bins out, or to clean the sewage, or to risk their lives on an electricity pole, or to sit out there in Dubai? A lot of South Asians work in construction sites in the Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, these places, risking life and limb, quite literally. Yeah, do you know how many of them die on these high-rise buildings that they're made? I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but it's a terrifying statistic. So many of our South Asian brothers have died in the preparation for the Qatar 2022 Olympics that are upcoming just by falling off these freaking mega buildings that they're building. You think they do all that so they can come home and oppress their wife? You ungrateful toad. And I speak to you, to the woman who is watching right now, who was either contemplating divorce for trivial reasons or has actually left her husband for trivial reasons, which form the majority of you. Yes, the majority of you leave your husbands for trivial reasons because you are innately ungrateful. You toad. You deserve the misery that you are experiencing at this moment. You deserve it. And if it does not apply, then let it fly. If everything I have said doesn't apply to you and you were genuinely oppressed, genuinely, and you cannot be the decision maker on this, and you were genuinely oppressed in your marriage, it doesn't apply, let it fly. But to most of you, and probably you right now watching me, it applies. You ungrateful toad. You deserve what you have, or what you don't have.
In South Asia and in countries like Bangladesh. And she told me, though, that she has fought those prejudices, and it is her faith and her love for her son that helped her move ahead. And as she said, she went from zero to where she is now. She is now a CEO. She is a university lecturer. She teaches ESL. She wrote her own...
I swear Donnie here, yeah? I swear Donnie on the right, he's looking and he's like, yeah, bruv, I'm not too sure about all this, though. All this feminism crap. Like, I know I'm on TV and I got to say the right things, but I'm pretty certain Donnie looks like our brother here. He looks like he's a local from Bangladesh. And he's like, yeah, I'm not too sure about all this, but I just don't know how to respond right now. So I'm just going to stay quiet. But yeah, my wife better have the food ready when I get home because man's hungry, bruv. All of this nonsense making me hungry.
She is a university lecturer. She teaches ESL. She wrote her own book. She's an author. The list goes on. And so...
This is very interesting. Notice all of the things that news reporter just pointed out, or that journalist, whoever she is, the white girl that they imported from America. She's an author. She's a CEO. She's done this, that, and the third. All masculine accomplishments that men are measured by. This sister has become the man she wants to marry. And let me share with you something fascinating from this book, The Red Queen, right here. Let me share this with you, okay? Buss, his name, yeah? Dr. David Buss, that's his name. Check this out. Buss found that American women who make more money than average pay more attention than average to the wealth of potential spouses, not less. Professional women value the earning capacity of their husbands more, not less, than low-earning women. Even a survey of 15 powerful leaders of the feminist movement revealed that they wanted still more powerful men. Let me translate that for you, for those of you who can't quite make sense of what I have just shared with you. Layman's language. I'm going to give it to you in simple terms, okay? If the regular earning woman, average earning woman, wants a man, a husband who is 20% better than her, for the purpose of this argument, okay, on average. And this is an arbitrary figure that I've plucked out of thin air just to help you understand, okay? Don't get lost in the numbers. They're irrelevant. I'm trying to make you understand. Focus on the analogy. If the regular woman wants a man who is 20% better than her, the professional working woman or high earning woman wants a man who is 40% better than her. So the more she earns, the more she wants her husband to earn. Isn't that fascinating? And there are so many lessons we can extrapolate from this. Number one, a low earning woman or an average woman will appreciate you, my brother, more than a higher earning woman. This is number one. Number two, and this is purely my own conjecture now, but I have a feeling that the reason women who are high earning or who are excelling in their careers place an even greater emphasis on the professional success of their future husbands or potential husbands. I believe the reason for this is because she innately resents the fact that she has worked so hard to get where she is, because it goes against her nature. Women in a professional sense, in a professional environment, a working environment, are innately lazy. Clip that, make it go viral. Women in a professional environment, a working environment, are innately lazy. And when a woman is forced, compelled by society or whoever, even if it's herself, to reach the upper echelons of her career and so forth, this resentment now manifests itself in an elevated expectation of what she believes she deserves, quote unquote, of what she believes she is entitled to, because she resents the fact that she had to work so hard in the first place, whereas the average woman hasn't been through that, so she's content with just a little bit more. What a mess. What a flipping mess. And you know what? The brother who sent this to me, I'm not going to name him because he's a public figure. Okay, a lot of you know him. But I'm going to read to you what he said to me. He said to me, and I'm just quoting, the brother himself is a Bangladeshi brother. He said to me, most Bengali men hate feminism and have no outlet to say anything, and most imams are simps. We have some of the worst simp imams, and worse, the freshy imams are even worse, as their charity work depends on female donors. The freshy imams of Bengali channels prey on women for their donations. The best simp imams you can get in the business. Now, I am not familiar with the Bangladeshi community in this way, so I can't comment on this. But this brother, he's a public figure. He's a well-known individual in the Muslim world, and he himself is Bangladeshi, so he's obviously connected to his own community. I don't know if this is the case or not, but if it is, we're going to have problems, and we're going to talk about it. And ladies, don't expect me to go soft on you. No. I am the hammer. You are the nail. And I am going to smash these topics with a great deal of energy and force.